The moment she walked into the room, I knew something was wrong. It wasn't just the way Emily carried herself. It was the electricity in the air, the almost imperceptible tension that made my skin prickle. The guests were chatting, oblivious, pouring wine and making small talk, but I felt the weight of the moment pressing down like a storm about to break. Emily's smile was too sharp, too controlled, and when she looked at Mark, our neighbor, there was a glint in her eyes that screamed mischief and danger. She laughed lightly, tossing her head, and said almost casually, $100 and he's yours. Time froze. Every fork midair. Every whisper silenced. Even the soft hum of the chandelier seemed to vanish. My stomach dropped, my heart thudding like a drum in my chest. That wasn't a joke. It was a trap. And Mark didn't hesitate. He reached into his pocket, pulling out a thick stack of bills. At the very top, a single note, a $1,000 bill shone under the soft glow of the chandelier. And then I saw it. The confidence in her smile faltered. The laugh that had been so practiced, so flawless, cracked like porcelain. Her eyes widened, scanning the room, searching for escape routes that didn't exist. The air was heavy, every breath taut with anticipation. She thought she was untouchable until that one moment. Whispers started, soft and questioning at first, then growing louder. Gasps punctuated the silence, cascading around the room like wildfire. Emily's hands shook around her wine glass. Her laughter, once so light and carefree, had become brittle, desperate. She opened her mouth to speak, to regain control, but no words could stop the avalanche that had been triggered. I stepped forward, calm, letting the room feel the shift in power. Every eye turned toward her. And then the truth began to reveal itself. Not in words, but in the tension that had been simmering for months, in the secrets she thought I'd never uncover. The late-night messages, the hidden meetings, the whispers of betrayal, all converged in that single heart-stopping moment. Emily's panic grew. She reached for the stack of money, as though it could anchor her, but it was useless. Her carefully constructed world, the mask she wore so effortlessly, was shattering right in front of everyone. Every subtle glance, every unspoken lie, was exposed like a live wire sparking in the dark. Mr. Connors, ever the observer, leaned back with a slow, deliberate smile. He knew he was the spark, the catalyst for this exposure. The guests, initially confused, now hung on the tension, sensing that what they were witnessing was no ordinary joke. It was the unveiling of a carefully hidden life. And then came the phone vibration. Emily froze. A message appeared from someone she had hoped would remain invisible, someone tied to the very secrets she had spent months burying. She glanced at it and her face went pale, her confidence vanishing entirely. Her eyes flicked to mine, silent and pleading. There was no rescue coming. The moment was irreversible. She tried to laugh again, short and jagged, but the room didn't respond with the usual comfort. Every whisper, every questioning glance, every muffled gasp was a verdict. Emily's world was collapsing, not with a shout or a scream, but with the quiet, unbearable pressure of exposure. Mrs. Davenport, sharp-eyed and unflinching, finally spoke. "Emily, care to explain?" Her voice was soft, polite, but it carried the undeniable weight of authority. Every guest leaned in instinctively. The room had transformed from a dinner into a courtroom, with Emily on trial, her secrets the evidence, and the $1,000 note a silent, damning witness. Emily's attempts at recovery were futile. Her words faltered, her gestures grew frantic, but it was too late. The whispers of betrayal, of duplicity, of lies, had been set free. She slumped slightly in her chair, defeated, the mask she had worn so confidently now lying in pieces around her. Every eye, every breath, every subtle movement told her that the world she had known had ended tonight. And then the final blow landed. I stood, voice calm, steady, but slicing through the tension. "Emily, the truth doesn't need permission. It doesn't wait for the right time. It's here, and everyone sees it now." Her face drained of color. The gasps became audible, murmurs of shock spreading across the room. Secrets she had sworn to bury were no longer hers to control. Her confident smile, once a weapon, had become her undoing. She fled, trying to escape the weight of the revelation, but it followed her. The whispers, the judgment, the knowledge that nothing could ever be the same. By the time the candles burned low, the room remained frozen, suspended in the aftermath. The dinner, once ordinary, had become unforgettable, a night where every joke, every secret, every smile collided in an explosion of truth. And Emily? She realized, too late, that no mask, no charm, no playful word could ever protect her from the consequences of what she had hidden.